Hi everyone, today I am going to be colouring a festive picture from this Colouring Heaven Pocket Edition of Sleeping Animals. These are pictures by R.J. Hampson, and we have a very cute little dog asleep in front of a fireplace, and it's called Warm and Cozy. I'm just going to, there we go. Let's come in a little closer, pop my lamp on so I can see. I know it doesn't make a great deal of difference to you, but it does to me. Right, where should we start? Well, I've got my Prismacolor pencils today. Just thought I would grab those. Now, I think I will start with the fire. We've got fire here and the candle. So I'll come in a bit closer and we'll do those together because I will colour them in the same way. Now, I want to start with the red. Excuse me, I'm going to use the permanent red for the very tip of our flame here. And then the tip of the fire. Now these are very thick, as you can see, lines on this book. I think the idea is that it was a sort of easy-ish large areas to colour type book. They became quite fashionable. I don't know if they still, I think they still are. And I think I see a lot of people colouring them in markers. This is pale vermilion I'm going to use next. But I think they are quite fine to colour in pencil. The areas, I mean, these, although the areas are bigger, they're not dauntingly big, I don't think, and it means you can fit some different colours into the areas like I'm doing now, which of course you can do in a in any colouring book, but it's nice sometimes the books don't quite have the space. Next I'm going to use the cadmium orange hue. This is a weird pencil. I've had one before which I bought as a open stock, and it broke right through. By the time it stopped breaking, it was like that big. And this one is very breakable too. And I don't know whether this particular colour is breakable or not. I used to think it was a thing because I had one of my polychromos used to break more than the rest, but now I don't have that problem, so I don't really know whether it's a thing or not. I'm just trying to choose my next colour while I'm waffling on. Spanish orange. Excuse me. Now I am going over everything that I've coloured already just to try and smush it all in together a bit. I'm pressing quite hard with this one because there's a bit of a big difference between those two colours. I didn't realise it'd be quite so bad. Quite so big. I mean, I will. I might actually. What colour is this? Spanish orange. I might grab a transitional colour. I'm thinking, what's this one? The yellowed orange. I'm just going to put a little bit in between. Might not show up so much on the candle, but here. So I'm sort of trying to go between that, the last colour, and the one before, to just try and stop there being a line between them, because I want it to be a blend. There we go. I'm happier with that. Now we're on to yellow, canary yellow. This might be my last one, I don't know. The weather has brightened up. It was raining so much this morning when I was recording. My picture was really dark and the room was dark. I had the big light on, which sometimes, oh, that's not really a good transition either. I'm going to fill all this space with the yellow, and then I'm going to get a slightly more orangey colour to put in there because it looks a bit rubbish, basically. What's that? Oh, the sunburst yellow. That'll work. Yeah, so it was raining, but it's brightened up this afternoon, which is good. I had no plans to go out. I planned to make videos, which I'm doing, so it's good. But the light is better for recording. Now that's a bit crummy. I don't know if that's the right word. bits of pencil all over it. I don't mean my colouring was crummy. There we go. There's our fire. Now, where to next? Well, I feel like this mantel shelf would be wood, so that's where I'm going next. Now this inner part wouldn't be, obviously it would be more metallic, so I'm not going to do that yet, but I'm going to do the wood. Now all my browns are quite short. This is the chocolate, that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to do a base of chocolate brown, or chocolate, a base of chocolate. It's a good idea, I think. Base of chocolate's always a good start for any recipe. Unfortunately, we're not going to eat this. It's a bit close to the fire, actually. It might melt. My kids just opened their advent calendars, and my husband, he had one from his work, and his has got chocolate, what's it called? Tony Chocolonely chocolates in, which are very ethical. His company tries to be very ethical in their approach, but unfortunately nobody likes them. So he's just going to put them by. I guess he can take them into work to share or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, so he was getting those, and my boys were gifted a advent from my neighbour. She said she wasn't going to be doing Christmas presents this year, which is fair enough. She'd just buy them a little advent calendar, so I thought that was very sweet of her. And it was a celebrations one. They got a bounty, which I think are the vial. They're coconut, basically desiccated coconut covered with chocolate. But they really like them, both of them. My husband was jealous, he likes them too. Anyway, so they got those, and then I'd bought them a calendar too. My one son had a lint one, so he had one of the red lint truffles. Sorry, we're very squiff. There we go. Now we're going to darken some areas. So I'm grabbing a slightly darker pencil. This is the dark brown. I've just realised that I'm actually not keeping my pencils out that I'm using. Dark brown. And what I'm thinking is this bit here on the inside, I want that to be a bit darker. I want it to look like it's angled inwards, but I don't know how to do that. I'm going to just colour it darker to start with and see how that's going to work, and then have a think about it. Yes, and my other son has got, are they called Côte d'Or chocolates? Really expensive posh chocolate. And he had a piece of, it was just a flat piece of chocolate with, it had their logo stamped into it, well, moulded into it, I'm sure. And which is an elephant, so that made me very happy. And I'm just trying to make the bottom a little bit darker on this one, and here on the side a bit darker, the inside, the side nearest the fire, like that. Now I'm thinking about the shelf. This very top bit overhangs this bit, so there's going to be a bit of shadow under it here. And then same under this bit. Like that. Then I'm going to get my burnt, is that burnt umber? Light umber. Hang on, let me just check that for you. Yes, light umber, it's sharpened off. And I'm just going to go over the top of this so that it's a bit more solid, burnished. I'm not pressing too hard though, because it's not my final layer of colour. Yes, so he got this, and it was called double milk, but inside there was like a sort of truffly type thing. No, like a ganache. So very spoiled. I haven't even got any chocolate. But the sweet shop has out of stock on my favourite chocolate, but I have got one coming at Christmas, a bar, so that's nice. But yes, they're out of stock, but it's okay. I'm fine. I just like them to show me what they get, and I enjoy that. So that's nice. Because I'm very fussy and only one very specific type, so it's sort of my fault really. Right, I'm going for a dark brown now. This is the sepia. You can see my browns are getting really short, and what I'm going to do now is try and draw in some wood grain, so lines through my wood like this. It's not really showing up, but I'm going to give it a go. So I think they'd be downwards here, don't line them all up, and then across the top here, this way. Maybe I need a darker colour. Sometimes it's worth using, just going to fill that bit in, I think that would work though. Sometimes it's worth using a very thin for that. Now this bit here is going to be darker, it's going to be metal, I would think, or stone. Our fireplace got a big stone in the back of it. So I think it'd be quite dark, quite shady. I'm going to use a really dark colour, the 90% cool grey. This is almost black if you put a lot of pressure on it. And I'm thinking this is going to go down, this is the far back, and this is closer to us than this. So we need to consider that when we're colouring. So this bit's going to be our darkest part, this back bit. So that's where I'm starting. And then we'll try and figure out how to make the sides look like they're sloping outwards. You could make this completely black, but I just thought I wouldn't do it completely black. You can see I haven't burnished it that hard. I haven't decided whether to or not. I may just leave it like that. I decide. Because here I want to go dark on this side. And then make it paler towards that edge like that. And I'm going to see whether that works. I'm going to do the same on this side, so this bit dark. So layer it up more, and then less layers as we go outwards. I was going to do part of our dog in black, but I might not be able to. We'll see. I was also going to do a bit in brown. Yeah. Now this bit will be darker here, then lighter as we go up to there. I mean, in reality, it would reflect some of the fire, so bits of it might look bright. But if we want to get the impression that it's three-dimensional, I'm going to have to go darker here. I think I'm going to use a black on that back, despite what I said about not using one. So I'm going to use black here because I want it to look different to that. Yeah, if we want to give the impression that it's dark in here, it's far away and things like that, it's quite hard to do the reflection of the fire as well, so I'm just not. Now I might fade this a bit towards the centre, towards the flame, but I don't know whether it'll work or not, so, but I can always colour over it. You know, it's easier to colour over something than it is to like that, than it is to erase it. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that works. Just about works. Okay, our stockings. Let's get on to the fun bit. Now, I've got a bit of black on there. There we go. I think they've got to be red. You know, that's my opinion. red. Mine's red, so it's going to look like mine. Now, I like it a nice deep crimson red. Now my stocking is made of velvet type fabric. It's really luscious, but this part is white. It doesn't have a toe and a heel though. It's the whole thing is red, but we'll do a toe and heel bit on there because it's drawn on. So I'm just blocking this in, and actually quite thick. We're going to make both stockings the same. You don't have to, but I want to. I think red is the colour. I'm sorry, it's just me. It's got to be red. I will do some pictures with stockings if I get lots to do over the December. I will do some that aren't red, but I want red ones today. Goes well with the fire as well. But we need a bit of shading on there. It's a bit plain. This one isn't coloured as hard as that one either, but we can sort that out in a bit. So I am going to use this colour. This is the Crimson Lake, to add a little bit of shadow. So I'm thinking at the bottom here might be a bit darker. I don't know if that's significantly darker. It's just burnished it. Now I'm going to go, I think we'll have to use the Tuscan Red. It's a very small, isn't it? I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, it might do. And then a bit each side and on the top like that. And same on this one. And it might give us not only a little bit of shadow but a bit of shape. Then I'm going to go back to my Crimson Red and just burnish it a bit more. I'm not sure how effective that was, to be honest. Let's look in there. Maybe a bit. Maybe a bit. Now I think the heel and the toe need to be in green. I get a bit reluctant to use lots of greens because it's just tempting to always use lots of greens in Christmassy pictures and reds, to be honest. But we haven't got much else going on. The grass green that's going to be green, unless we decide to do the dog bed or the rug or anything green. So this one I'm just going to pop there and there. Now we could do the top in green to make it easier than trying to do it in white. I'm going to just do that, though I'm not going to do the top in green. There we go. They look cute, I think. Now to make our shadow on the top, we need, I think, 30% cool grey. Now firstly we need a darker area inside here, like that. And then here I think we can just go like this to make it look like it's fluffy, like it's furry, like sheep's wool rather than long fluff. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Right, we have our candle. Let's just do that quickly and then we can move on to the lower part of the page. I haven't decided what colour. We're going to do the little, we need to do these little tacks that the stockings are hanging off. I'm going to do those in goldenrod, just making it a bit darker at the base and lighter as we go up so that it doesn't, so it looks a bit shiny. But for our candle holder I'm going to do a different type of gold, chocolate first. There, and fade some more on the edge, then the light umber, like that, and the yellow ochre, do. There we go. Sort of goldish colour. Let's take it a bit further and leave a tiny bit of white in the middle. Now the candle, I think I'm going to do the candle green, so it sort of ties in with those stockings. This is, no, I don't want that. Let me just have a look on my, where is that peacock? I grabbed the peacock green. No, it's too blue. The dark green, that will be good. Yeah, here it is, dark green. It's always quite tricky to know what to do with this. I'm just going to colour all of it in really lightly. That'll do. No. Starting on this bit, fade it towards the centre so that it shines in line with that. Then here do the same thing but make it a little bit lighter. And then put some shadow underneath the drippy bit. There we are. Okay, and now we need to go up, up, up. We've got our little dog bed bone rug. Now I'm thinking we could do a Christmas rug, Christmas coloured rug, but we also need to think about the bow as well. The colour of that and the colour of the bone. I mean, what colour do you colour bones? I am thinking beige, eggshell, cream, ginger root, seashell pink. I have coloured them before and I can't remember what colour I did them. I am going to use the beige, I think. I don't know where it is, but if I can find it. There it is. It's as blunt as a blunt thing on blunt day, look at that. But I might not need it. I don't want too much colour on it because, you know, I'm just going to vaguely put a little stripe over and then put a darker bit where I think there might be a bit of a shadow. Like there. And then I'm going to grab the cream. I think that's the cream. Yeah. And just extend that shadowy bit up. Just a teensy bit. And then leave the top bit a bit paler. Oh, like that. There we go. Nothing much. Right, that's done. The bow. Now, I could do it in gold. But is it going to be too tricky? Let's give it a go. Let's not think it's too tricky. Right, I'm going to use a dark brown. Any dark brown will do. This was the first one I grabbed. A little bit there and there. A little bit here. Oh, and at the end of there. Quite a bit in there. A little bit there and there. A bit of the bottom of the knot. A bit at each end of there and a bit there. Then oh, my pencil's running away, the light umber, just to extend those areas. Once you've decided where your darkest bits are going to be, it makes it a lot easier. Just got to extend the areas that you've made. Like that. Now the yellow ochre. Leave a little pale bit if you can to look a bit shiny. I hope this is an edible bow. Well, my niece's dog absolutely loves eating wrapping paper, but he doesn't eat it, just shreds it into pieces and then just leaves it in a messy pile on the floor. Now our rug, I am going to do it red and green. I'm just looking at my reds to decide which colour. I think I am going to use the permanent red. Did I use that already? Maybe I did. Here. I think I used it for the fire, didn't I? and I'm going to colour in little circles because I'm thinking let's try and make it look like a fluffy rug, and if it looks like it's got a bit of a texture on it, that's all the good, you know. So you can see how it's, oh, that bit's weird, that bit of paper has got a flaw in it there. I've covered it over now. Occasionally paper does. I've got a book actually, I don't know which book it is, and it's got a flaw on every single page in the top corner. Had I noticed when I bought it, I would have sent it back. Although I think it was sent to me as a freebie gift, so I couldn't really complain. And had a little flaw. But fortunately, because I don't do backgrounds very much in it, it didn't matter too much. So we're going to go all round. I'm trying to decide what colour to do our little dog bed. I don't know what colour dog beds usually are. I guess it varies a lot. I guess you just pick one you like or your dog likes or matches your decor. I don't think he would have a Christmas dog bed though, would he? People wouldn't get a Christmas themed dog bed, or would they? I am always so jealous when I see these people who, you know, have a Christmas, they do their Christmas decorations and they do, you know, they sort of completely take their room apart and replace everything with Christmassy things and everything symmetrical and clean and tidy and beautiful, and I'm like, oh, if only. I think if I lived on my own I could just about carry that off, because I could hide all my colouring stuff in this office and then just bring out what I wanted to do onto my desk and then have everything else neat and tidy in the room. But because I live with 3 other people, then I just can't, it's just not neat and tidy. So it's just the way it is. But my son says he wants to have a minimal house, all neat and tidy. I want to go and live with him. He says I'm not allowed to because I've got too many colouring things and it would make a mess of his house. But, yeah, I can see his point. Okay, so I'm not doing too much in the way of shadows and shade on the rug. I think it's fine. But I'm going to do this little ring in green. So I've got to choose a green that I think works with that red and looks quite Christmassy. Again, the grass green's quite good, but that we've used that, so we'll try something a little bit different. I might do the apple green actually, just I like it. Might be a bit pale. I'll give it a go. If it is, then I can put another colour on top. Do you get a Christmas rug though? I don't know if I would really. I don't know if I would want loads of Christmas decorations all matched and that I put out every year or whatever. I probably, you know, put other stuff away in place of them. I'm not that worried about that really. I quite like my mishmash of stuff. Okay, now our dog bed. I am thinking grey. It might sound a bit dull, maybe it is, but I don't need it to stand out. It's not Christmassy, it's not something I'm interested in drawing the eye to. I'm going to use the warm grey. I'm going to start with warm grey, the 30% warm grey, and do the whole of the bed with this, just gently. I'm trying to work out what that is when I'm doing this. Is it part of his ear? I don't know. Now, is that part of him or part of the bed? Again, I think it's part of him, because I think if you look at everything, it's everything has a dark line around it, but then don't know. Little voice, don't know. I think it's him. I've got no idea what colour I'm going to do him, but I've got a few ideas actually, but I need to settle on one. see. You could do this as a stripe, but I feel it's just a bit of the bed. Right, so there is our basic bed. And we're going to get the next one. Oops, that's the wrong one. 50% warm grey. I'm going to put in some darker areas. So I think underneath here there'd be a bit of a shadow. Like that. And then I'm thinking just sort of where he is under these creases. I mean, they are the shadow really, but just gives it a bit more interest if we put in a bit more of our own colour as well. Maybe just along there. Looks very cosy, doesn't it, under by that fire. I think I'll just put a bit around there too. Now you can leave it now, or you can go back and sort of burnish the colour a bit, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back to my 30% warm grey and just make it a little bit darker. As I'm thinking, maybe it's made of a sort of leathery, white, clean type material. I don't know if that's would be really uncomfortable for poor little dog. It would be very practical for dog owner. There we go. Stockings haven't been filled. It's farther, but the bone has appeared. Maybe they're just decorative stockings, because you couldn't really put presents in them. They would fall down. I always used to want to hang my stocking up, but even my stocking without anything in was usually too heavy. What I do with ours is we hang them on the door handle. We have French doors at either end of our through room. It's a lounge diner, I suppose. We don't use it like as that, but that's what it is. So we have a set of French doors on each end, so we hang our stockings on the doors as part of our Christmas decorations, and then Christmas Eve they disappear and they get filled up. Lovely. Right, I want black. Where's my black? The gloss, have I used it? Yeah. I used it here, didn't I, Derp? Now I'm wanting some black patches on our dog. So, but I'm not going to go mega dark because we've got the sort of grey black colour behind. I'm also thinking about fur direction as I colour, so I'm thinking this sort of directional colouring. I mean, you probably wouldn't see individual strands of fur. This little dog looks like he's a short-haired dog. Why do I think that? Who knows? But that's how I'm thinking. And I feel like he's got patches. Like he's... Oh, I think maybe that way actually. Patches on his eye. I think my son's come down to put the Christmas tree up. He said he was going to... but he couldn't get it down from the attic or his bedroom. I'm going to put a bit on the end of the tail as well. Go. Now I was thinking I might do some dark brown, some light brown. Maybe these, we've got sort of these bits and these bits. I think I'm going to use this colour. This is the dark umber. We haven't used this yet. I'm going to use this for his main body. The husband's going upstairs, so I guess they're getting the tree down. I don't know where they're going to put it. It's all messy where it normally goes, but anyway. Yeah. He's such a little cutie. I'm not a fan of dogs, but he's cute. My niece's dog is okay. He's apparently quite naughty, but he behaves around me in that he just completely ignores me, which is absolutely perfect for me. that bit. Now I'm thinking if I do this bit dark and this bit dark and then this bit a bit lighter, it'll sort of help to distinguish between his head and body. And this colour also against here, it doesn't get lost. Now I feel like I need to, I still don't know what that is. What was worrying me, I don't know what it is. And what's this? Maybe that's a paw. Let's just colour that, let's just colour it in. There we go. I shouldn't have coloured across the line there. I'm not going to worry too much about it, but I think we need a bit of a shadowy area underneath the sort of ear flappy bit. There we go. Now I'm going to use, I think, the light umber for this bit. I'm just going to erase that bit where I've gone out of the line here because it's going to spoil it. You could leave this bit white, but I feel that it's just going to look like I forgot to colour him. So we'll just make him light. So it's really very light. You can make it as light as you like, really. And then this bit as well of his tail. It sort of ties it together a bit, I think. There he is. Now his nose needs to be black, but we need it to be much darker than the black that we've used already. So I'm bringing it in bit by bit so I can leave a little shiny bit in the middle, like that, where, because his nose is shiny. There we go. Now I'm going to start draw in a bit of fur. I feel it just needs a little bit of something. I can hear my computer squealing next door. There we go, and now I'm going to do the same on the other bit. So just sharpen my pencils, it'll be noisy on my hand crank sharpener. We also may have wobbled everything. Also, I've now sharpened off the name of the burnt umber. Right, burnt umber. Just, you don't have to do this bit. It just gives him a bit, it looks like I've made a bit more effort, and it gives him a sort of cute furry look. It's not too long because this is the dark umber, because I don't think his fur is that long. I don't know how much it shows up actually, but I can see it. There's a lot of floorboard creaking going on. I think now. I think that might be that way, but then maybe across this way. It's not always easy to tell. Someone said to me, you know, how do you know which way to do the fur? And I was like, well, have you got a pet? Have a look at their fur. And they said, actually, it's all a bit random. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know, I just guess. Okay, let's have a look. I think that I am done with our little sleeping dog. There he is. Oh, he is a cutie. So that is that one finished. Oh, I want to cuddle him. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.